Hello, I have had a request from Laura Gibson on YouTube to read a few extra chapters of Frostheart by Jamie Littler. Now, I read the first chapter of this when I did the Believathon back in November, so it's quite a while ago, and I realised that it might seem slightly odd to read from the first chapter and then all of a sudden broadcast reading from chapter 26, which is where Laura wants me to read from. But I'm going to give it a go. I have read the whole book. It's really, really good. So I definitely recommend it. Hopefully, if you like the snippets that I'm about to read, then you can enjoy it. So, from chapter 24, I should have got this ready before. From chapter 26 we're looking for. Now I'm not going to do a catch-up or anything like that, so I am just going to read them as they are. Catch-ups are quite easy to find online though. Alright, settle in and enjoy. Chapter 26. Cry of the Blackbird. Ash could barely see a thing. He could just make out the shapes of more hanging bones and feathers. Though he couldn't see much, he could hear something. The harsh sound of squalling crows. He reached for the cold, clammy wall and felt his way inside. What am I doing here? He thought, a creeping dread building up inside him. What was that? He jumped, feeling something brush his leg, but it was too dark to see. He took a cautious step into a chamber, a change in the air telling him it was tall and wide. As his eyes became accustomed to the darkness, he realised he was surrounded by strange objects. Pots and jugs cluttered the floor, and jars of strange liquids and bizarre objects lined the alcoves set into the walls. The woven birds, crow bones, and feathers trailed down in their hundreds from the high ceiling like cobwebs. Ash began to breathe hard, the shadows shifting and warping in the darkness, until he realised they weren't shadows at all, but hundreds upon hundreds of crows. In an almighty chorus they began to call out as one, a strangled, ululating cacophony, disturbing to behold and disorientating Ash's senses. The floor was slick with their droppings, and the smell of them singed his nostrils. He could barely hear himself think through all this noise. What is this place? Then, to Ash's horror, something arose from amid the mass of ragged black shapes. A giant crow, its feathers tousled and scruffy, its head large and dark as shadow. Ash trembled in fear. Was this some kind of dark magic? He should never have come here without Luna. The creature turned to face him, and he realised with a shock that this wasn't a monster bird at all, but a person, clothed in tattered black rags, their face hidden in the darkness of a large, deep hood. Crows perched on the figure's shoulders, cawing into its ear as though whispering dark secrets. Weaver, it said. The voice was female, and it sent shivers down Ash's spine. Yes, Ash squeaked. It took him a moment to realise that the words had not been spoken. The figure was singing, if the sound could be called such a thing. Her song was a harsh, strained whisper, like a blade being dragged through ice, broken and jagged, like crows crying out as they feasted on the dead. Journey, answers seek, found! Her song was somehow forming into words inside his head, just like when he had heard the emotions of the Leviathans. He had no idea that human kin could do this. Who are you? Ash replied, too scared to start song-weaving himself. Crows, sings, tells, speak, danger! The crows shrieked and flowed around the figure like thick black smoke. The next instant, she was gone. Wait! Where are you going? Ash whirled around, his skin prickling with fear. Hidden. Ash spun round again, staggering back as he found the figure standing right before him. It was you! You sent the crows to watch me. But how did you find me? Echoes in world weave, she sang. But how did you know I'd come here? We weren't supposed to. Friends, help, twist, fate. She raised her arms and gestured at the crows, who called out in agreement. Ash gritted his teeth in sudden understanding, although he had no idea how she'd actually done it. The crows that scared the elk away during the hunt. You were leading me here. You knew we'd have to come to Skybridge for supplies if we had none. But why? Danger! Hidden within. She took a step towards him, Ash doing his best to keep his distance. Beware! I don't understand! Beware! Outcast, hated, feared, talons sink deeper. She made her own hand into the shape of a claw to underline her point. The outcast? Who do you mean? Outcast! Evil seeks, devourer. The crows clouded over her once more. Then they flocked in front of Ash, a flurry of feathers and sharp talons, and Ash yelled out in shock, his arms raised to protect his face. The dark figure stood before him. She rushed forward and grabbed his wrists with cold, clammy hands, faster than he could recoil. Outcast walks, shadow path, despair, betrayer! Outcast, do you mean me? The crow's calls hurt his eardrums. It was hard to think. Outcast, not Fyra! With cold realization, Ash felt as though he could hear a message hidden within the crow song, much like with the Frostheart. He struggled to focus, but he was too terrified to concentrate on it. Heed, crows, heed, the figure sang. He could feel her urgency, her desperation for him to understand. Ash, came Luna's voice close by. The figure spun round with a hiss. Fear, beware, outcast, she shrieked before dissolving into the shadows. Ash was left alone, a feeling of cold dread trickling down his spine. There you are! I thought I'd never find you. Did you even try to look for me? Luna entered the chamber. Whoa, what is this place? Oh, it stinks. Ash was too shaken, too lost in thought to answer. Who was that? And what did she mean? Was she saying he should fear someone, or that he should fear himself? Ash? Hello, Ash? Are you there? Luna saw the hollow look on Ash's face, the whiteness of his skin. Are you all right? It looks like you've seen a ghost. Ash gulped. He had a horrible feeling that Luna might have been right. That was chapter 26 of Frostheart by Jamie Littler. I'm going to do each chapter separately just so that it's not too big to upload, but I'm going to get them all recorded today. If you have any requests or just anything to add about the videos, drop me a comment, drop me a like. Feel free to subscribe as well. Schools are out at the minute, so I am happy to keep on reading stories, and hopefully they'll get better as I do more. Okay, thanks very much. Bye!